Now that these pages are pretty defined, I'm going to make them high fidelity. XD makes it so easy to incorporate assets from other applications, CC libraries, your desktop, or Explorer, and more. In this video, I'll show you how. I'll begin by going to my desktop, grabbing some Ginchi assets saved as SVG format, and dragging them into XD. I'm going to make this black logo type a symbol right away. I'll click on it to select it in isolation, open the Assets panel, and click the plus sign to make it a symbol. Then I'll drag the original on top of the placeholder Ginchi text and use the automatic guides to align it. Then I click on the placeholder text container underneath and delete it. Next, I'll grab the Ginchi headers and icons. I'll drag them onto my home page and place them close to the placeholder header symbol I made earlier. To make my substitution quicker, I'm going to edit the placeholder symbol and add in these assets. I cut them so they are on my clipboard. I double-click the main container in the placeholder header so that when I paste what's on the clipboard, it'll go into the same symbol container. Then I can grab the placeholder content, delete it, and slide the final header in position. Basically, the final header has been substituted for the placeholder everywhere it was used. Next, I'm going to grab some profile pictures to fill the avatar circles in the repeat grid below. I go to my desktop, option-click a few times to select multiple images, and drag them onto one of the circles in the repeat grid. XD automatically distributes them across all of the circles in this grid, as well as in all of the tiles the circle grid is nested in. XD will also automatically distribute text in a repeat grid, provided the text you are dropping into it is plain text format and not rich text. Here I'll drag a simple text file onto the copy sitting in my social buttons repeat grid. The text is instantly updated on all three buttons. You can also use CC libraries to bring in colors, character styles, and images from other Adobe products. By clicking File, CC Libraries, I'm able to select any CC library I've previously created. For example, I can find raster images I saved to my Ginchi Shopping Portal library from Photoshop. Just like I did from the desktop, I can option-click on Mac or Control-click on Windows to select a specific set of images. I then drag them into one of the image placeholders in my product tile repeat grid, and XD auto-populates it. Notice the link icon that appears in the upper left corner of the imported images. This means if the source is edited and updated in the library in another application, it will be updated here too. By clicking on it, I can sever that relationship. And finally, I want to add a background image to my sign-up page. I begin by dragging in the image I want to use from the CC library. I scale it and reposition it until I'm satisfied. Next, I choose the rectangle tool and click and drag a rectangle over my entire artboard. I don't want a border on it, so I turn it off in the Property Inspector. Next, I turn on Background Blur. When background blur is applied to an object, it blurs everything behind it. I adjust the blur amount, the brightness, and opacity until I like the results. I grab the Selection tool, click and drag over part of the rectangle and background image to select them. I right-click and choose Group to more easily access those items together if I want to change them in the future. Then I right-click one more time and choose Send to Back. This puts those items at the bottom of the stacking order, so they now live behind everything else on this artboard. I'm going to continue finessing this design offline. Please make sure to watch the other videos in our XD Getting Started series.